Welcome, collective. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into your tarot read for today, and we'll see what message the universe brings forward. Was not feeling the numbers or the letters today. I don't know, Spirit didn't want to choose them. I am getting pulled to, I got this deck over here I haven't used yet. We're getting pulled to try this one today. So we'll see what message needs to come forward for the collective today. I feel like we're going to be talking about some sort of an energy that you're dealing with. Traditional shadow. Strong attachment to traditional values, rooted values, fixed to custom. I don't know, somebody's struggling with sort of what other people are expecting of them, sort of what's traditional roles or traditionally what they should be doing, or sort of taking over. I don't know if this would be the family business or something. Sanctimonious. Oh, acting if morally better than others, self-righteous, holier than thou. That sounds like fun. So I don't know, maybe this is, you know what, and these two might go hand in hand. This might be a traditional thing, coming from a family where maybe people are, they see themselves as being superior for whatever reason. Rigid shadow, inflexible thoughts, behaviors, patterns. Well, somebody's a friggin' right fighter is what it is. Someone you're dealing with is absolutely a right fighter. This does, I think it ties into tradition. It might tie into culture too, where they just feel like wherever it is they come from or whatever it is their background is or what they're a part of is just better than everybody else. I don't see somebody who's willing to compromise. I don't see somebody who's willing to be sort of like open-minded to looking at different points of view. You're somebody who's very hyper-focused, guarded, shadow, closed off, and don't trust anyone. And this would be part of it too, right? You know, it's like we don't let anybody new into our circle. We don't let anybody different into our circle. Everything has to be the same. Trying to keep that tradition, trying to keep that whatever that is, that lineage. I don't know what's going on here. Give me some more, please, Spirit. What is the collective dealing with? Treacherous. I gotta tell you, this is somebody, whoever this is somebody who will go to very great lengths to try and keep this traditional way of being sort of solid. Try and keep everybody within this traditional view. I do feel like this carries on through generations. So if this is somebody who's like a matriarch or a patriarch, they are going to do their best to control the next generation and the life that the next generation leads. And make sure that it fits within these traditional values. And that, you know what, and I'm even going to tell you, I do feel like it comes into romance and whoever the next generation wants to bring forward in romance. And it's like, well, are they from our culture? Are they from our religious background? Are they from our little group? And if they're not, I do feel like this person will actively try to sabotage that relationship. They don't want somebody new coming forward. They don't. They're very rigid. Okay, that's interesting because this one is a different energy. It ties into all of that though. I think this is somebody who would like to break out of this. I think this is like a next generation. The scattered shadow, lack of focus, and gets easily confused. This is somebody who's like, it's like divided loyalties is what it feels like. They got this very harsh energy, this very harsh and controlling traditional energy, who is always talking in their ear, who is always trying to control what direction their life is going. And this might be somebody you have a relationship with, and it could be romantic, it could be friendship. You feel like you're not approved of because you don't fit within this little idea that this one person has, this matriarch, patriarch, whatever this energy is. It's like the boss of the family. The boss. The boss does not see that you fit into what they think you ought to be. And so I think they're trying to work to shove you out. For whatever reason, they're trying to shove you out. But I gotta tell you, the person who the scattered shadows belongs to, the person who is terrified of defying this authority figure in their life, but who would like to have you in their life, like, at the end of the day, that's kind of where the problem lies, right? Because it's up to them to choose to live their life for themselves and to make the decisions that they want for themselves instead of allowing others to dominate them. I think they're very used to it being that way because I do feel like this somehow ties into a cultural way of being or a traditional way of being that's sort of come down through generations. Like to whoever this is who's very controlling, This is the way things are. This is actually what their position is supposed to be in the family, traditionally, religiously, wherever they're from and whatever they've been a part of. This is actually the norm. This is legitimately the norm to them. This is not somebody who's just being radical and stepping out. Wherever they're from, or their family's from, or the religion that they're a part of, or the culture that they're a part of, this is actually normal, and it's what's expected of them. It's this next generation who wants to step outside of that. It's that next generation who does not want to follow in this tradition and wants to have a little bit more control over their life and sort of what direction they go in. Yeah, a follower, they are easily influenced and led, but it's like straight from birth. This has been the culture. This has been the norm. This has been the status quo. This has been what's expected. So really, legitimately, to break away from that is not an easy thing, because it's drilled into the head from the time that they're a baby. You listen to this person. You do what this person tells you to do, and you don't get to make your own choices in life for romance, for career, for lifestyle. You don't get to choose. This person chooses, and this person sends you in the direction that they think is best for you. And then I do feel like when whoever this is who's very domineering, when their time comes to cross over to the other side, it would be expected that this person would most likely pick up that role too. That it would sort of move down to the next generation. This is supposed to be something that's generational, where these people are from. And I tell you, like, I'm not crapping on them. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, and sometimes this works for people, and that's fine. I don't shit on that, right? This is funny, I'm going to share this with you. The best advice I ever got, I've had lots of really good advice, but this is right up there with the top few that I've gotten, was from my mother-in-law. If you guys watch her, Frankie from Frankie's Just Tarot, she says, everybody's weird. They're weird, I'm weird, you're weird, everybody's weird. We're all weird to each other because we all have our own ways of doing things. Okay? So this whole cycle of things might seem really weird to people, but it's not weird to this person who grew up in this and who this is what their norm is. Right? To them, our way of doing things would be weird, or being independent and everyone choosing their own path would be weird. So everybody's weird, right? We're all weird. We're all weird to each other. So there's no point in sort of judging where this person comes from, because to them, this is absolutely normal. The problem lies is when they have this new generation who doesn't want to live that, who feels a call to be different. That's where the struggle lies. So now this person's sort of fighting against, and I do feel like it's generations of tradition to try and bring change. I feel like this person is extremely torn, and they're having a really hard time breaking out of whatever this is. And I don't feel like it's easy, and I'm not going to crap on that person and say they're spineless, they have no backbone, they have no this, they have no that. Their journey in breaking this tradition is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not. Like, it's that much drilled into them. Like I said, from the time they're a baby, this is the way things go. This is the footsteps you follow in. This is the life that you lead. It's like it was planned for them ahead of time, and that's just completely normal. It is extremely hard for this person to break free, blame or shadow. You know, and I will tell you too, it is part of what somebody's going through in their conflicted mind. This is a dual card, because first of all, it's speaking to whoever this domineering energy is. They will blame you for this person wanting to break away. It has nothing to do with you. This person's always had that want to sort of break away from this tradition and express themselves in a different way and to live a different life. So that's always been a thing. But this traditional person would like to blame you for this. Okay? I also do feel like because this person sort of waffles back and forth and they're really struggling with owning their identity, they do some blaming too. And they do blaming to the domineering person. And I think they also do some blaming to you too. This person just feels really pulled in different directions and has no idea how to cope with what they're feeling and how to cope with wanting to live their own life and wanting to break from tradition. I think there's heavy guilt in breaking away from whatever this is, but their heart just lies somewhere else. They just don't know how to cope because they never learned that, right? That's not something that they were ever taught. They were taught, you know, whoever this domineering person is, this person tells you what to do. They tell you what friends you can have. They tell you what career you can have. They tell you what lover you can have or spouse you can have. They're the ones who run your life. They're the ones who call the shots. So they never really got to make decisions for themselves. I feel like any little decisions they might have made had to be like super sneaky and kind of behind the scenes, like when they were kids. Like having to try and sneak to the store to buy candy with their friends, or being sneaky about whose house they were playing at, because this one did not approve of certain people that were outside of their little zone. Elusive shadow. Yeah, you know what? And I will tell you too that this person, trying to get them to make a choice about one thing or another, or move in a different direction, is like friggin' impossible. It is. It's like this, well, are you going to leave me and go be with your traditional life and live that traditional life? Or are you going to step back from that and come my way and start a new chapter? This person cannot give you an answer, I feel like, because this person is dealing with so much going on, so many shadows, a lifetime of shit being drilled into their mind. That is not an easy path to take. I don't envy that person. I'm not saying that, you know, they're a saint or whatever. Like, they're probably not handling it very well, and you're probably feeling, you know, stuck, and you're probably feeling like, for the love of God, just make up your damn mind and quit keeping me lingering and not telling me whatever I need to hear, or making a choice, right? Just grow some backbone and give me a choice. I don't envy the place that they're in. They're going through some harsh shit too. Depressed shadow. I think they are depressed. I think they are absolutely depressed because they see this life that they want. And it is with you. It is, I think it's like almost completely opposite of what this overbearing person wants them to live. And they see it, and I feel this desperateness and wanting that, and this longing and this dreaming, if I could just be a different person and just live this different life. And for you, I think you're somebody who's sort of raised in the, you know, we choose where we go, and we get to have sort of this level of autonomy to a certain point about what we want to live in our life, being able to choose our own partners, being able to make our own mistakes, being able to find our own wins along the way. So it's really hard to understand what's going on over here, because for you, that is not how you were raised. That was not your way of thinking ever in any way, shape, or form. So again, I come back to like the everyone's weird, right? This seems really weird to you, and you really don't understand it. And I don't feel like you understand the struggle this person is going through either. Like I said, I'm not saying they're a saint, but they're dealing with a lot of crap. That's a really heavy change to break that tradition after, I'm thinking this has just been generations. And when I say generations, I'm not putting an endpoint on that, because I think wherever these people are from, I think this is just the way it's always been. Culturally, that's the way it's always been. For hundreds or thousands of years, that's the way they run. So to be the one generation that breaks away from that, that is a big freaking deal. That is a huge deal. Aimless shadow. Yeah, and I feel like they don't make a lot of choices, or they make kind of half choices, or they go back on their choices. Like, they are, like, if you looked up waffling in the dictionary, you'd probably find this person's picture there. And like I said, it's because of everything they're struggling with. It is because of what they're struggling with. This person's going through some really hard times. Yeah, fake appearances, actions to please others. This fake shadow. They do put on a mask to try and appease whoever this is, but it's fake. Because as soon as they step away from this person or step out of their house, they're going to you. They're going to the life that they're really wanting to live. That authentic life that they just cannot find the courage to own and to express to this traditional person, this very strong traditional person. They just cannot find the strength to do it. I think it's driving you nuts, because I think this is somebody who, it almost leaves you feeling like they're ashamed or embarrassed by you. And you want to be able to be proud of whatever your relationship is with this person. You want to be able to have both of you dive in, give 100%, and build a future together. And you can't do that if somebody's always got one foot out, or is trying to hide what you are, or trying to hide what you're doing, and waffling back and forth. Gossiper. Yeah, see, this is who you're dealing with too. This is the traditional one. Gossiper, spreads rumors, loves drama. They do love drama. They do. They're not a fun person to be around. And I gotta tell you this too. Okay, so if whoever this was who's dealing with this scattered shadow, who's dealing with being their authentic self, if they just sort of gave up on what they wanted, their authentic self in life, and did sort of whatever this traditional personal wanted them to do, allowed that person to pick them a spouse, That spouse would not have a fun time with this traditional person either. This is somebody I can feel in their cards. They are hypercritical. They would still bring drama. They would stick their nose into this person's business in every way, shape, or form. Like, they're not fun to be around. They're toxic. They are a very toxic person. And I think to them that is absolutely normal. I think it is absolutely normal to have that level of involvement in somebody else's relationship, in the relationship of the next generation, to stick their nose in and to dictate. But it does wind up being pretty poisonous. Thoughtless shadow. I think you feel like this person does not consider your feelings. Like this person who's struggling with living their authentic life, they're not being thoughtful of your feelings by sort of trying to hide you, by trying to hide the life that the two of you are living or trying to build together, by trying to hide what they want. Because I keep feeling that, like, I feel like this person is embarrassed. Or you're feeling like this person is embarrassed by you, or embarrassed by your connection, embarrassed by your relationship. It makes you feel like crap, that they won't just own it. That they won't just stand up to whoever this traditional person is and say, hey, this is my so-and-so, whatever the two of you are together. If it's romance or if it's a really deep friendship, it's like they won't just come out and say it. They have to hide you and pretend like you don't exist and pretend like they're living a different life. It's extremely frustrating. You don't feel validated, and you want to feel validated by this person. You want to feel like they love you, they are proud of you, they are accepting of you and your relationship, and like that is a priority to them and not somebody else's opinion. But I'm telling you, it's not that simple. It's not that black and white. This is hundreds or thousands of years of tradition that they are going against. They are the first to step out of this norm. That is not an easy role to play. This person has a lot of inner struggles going on. Caddy shadow. Yeah, whoever this one that they're dealing with is, they're not somebody who can be negotiated with. I don't feel like there's somebody who you can sit down and have a talk to and be like, man, I just need to live my life this way to be happy. I don't feel like this person, it's not that they don't give a shit, but they are so entrenched in their way of thinking and their tradition, they will not consider other options. And they will actively work to undermine or destroy anything that does not fit within that. So if this person you're dealing with, I'm going to call them your person. If your person brought you to this person's house and was like, this is who I love, this is my person, this is my friend, this is a relationship I'm going to nurture, and I'm going to start living this life. Man, this person, this domineering one, would make your lives a living hell. They would go out of their way to cause so much emotional hurt with this other person and to cause so much freaking drama that they would almost see that the only way that they can have some kind of peace in their mind, so peace of life or peace of mind, would be to actually step away from you. Because this person would create that much drama, that much petty shit. I think they would draw in other people from the family to then go talk to this person, to go lean on them. Like, the pressure would never stop. The pressure would never stop. This is not an easy choice that this person is struggling with. Like I said, my compassion's there. My compassion's there. I'm not saying that they're a perfect human being or whatever there is absolutely the right way of doing things, but they do not have an easy position right now. They're not in an easy spot. Yeah, inhibited shadow, suppress. This is exactly it. Suppressing desires, feelings, and impulses. They are suppressing that. They are trying to hide this life that they're looking for, this life that they want with you. They are immature in a lot of different ways. And part of it is because of this domineering traditional shadow. It is because of this domineering traditional shadow. It's like this person never got to make a whole lot of choices for themselves. They never really got to just go out there and screw up and fall on their face and then pick themselves back up and figure out how to pick themselves back up and get going again and try this and try that. It's like they've never had a chance to really find out who they are, because that has been absolutely stifled at every friggin' direction from this traditional shadow. So they haven't had the same experiences that maybe you've had growing up, and that openness and that ability to find out who you are. And this is straight from childhood. They have not been allowed to have those things. And that's why I said, like, if they did any of that, it was like super sneaky. Is they had to sneak around. Don't tell my mom or my dad. They can't find out. They can't find out what I'm up to. They can't find out that I'm playing with this person. I'm hanging out at this person's house. Or I went to the store and it had candy, or we went to go do sort of, I don't know, roller skating or whatever. Because this person has a traditional way of thinking. There's traditional ways of having fun. It's not fun. It's just not fun. It's so stuffy. Their way of being is so stuffy. For a kid, it would just absolutely suffocate a kid. Kids love to go out and have fun, right? They like to go out. They like to do things. They like to hang out with their friends. That is not okay in this life. Okay, this traditional one has, that is not how you function. And this person felt so left out of everything, and they had just this desire to be able to have those experiences. I think they snuck away to try and have those experiences. But there was always like fear and guilt hanging over their heads, so they never really got to enjoy it. They've lived a different life than you've lived. You don't quite understand sort of what they're going through, because this is not a way that you've lived. This is something so completely different and alien to you. And I think maybe a lot of us, that it's really hard to sort of understand that. And they are fighting and they are struggling. Jaded shadow. Yeah, and this person, I gotta tell you, like, they're a nasty energy. They are nasty. And this might have been part of why they're so angry and why they're so bitter and why they're so driven towards drama and really pissy things. There might have been a piece of that person deep down that wanted something different. But that was suffocated by their previous generation, and that they were forced into this lifestyle. They were forced into this traditional way of being. So they don't want to see somebody else break away. They're pissed off about it. They're bitter about it. But instead of finding, okay, well, I should allow the next generation to have this change that I was never allowed, so that they can have a happiness that I've craved and never been able to find, they're like doing the same shit that was done to them. It would just stifle it. Absolutely stifle it. And this person is restless. The scattered shadow. They are restless. They are having trouble really settling into one thing. You can't pin them down on saying what they want to do or where they want to go or any kind of thing, because they're constantly dealing with fear and they're dealing with guilt. Constantly. Suspicious shadow. And I'll tell you this too. They're terrified that somebody is going to see them with you, having fun with you, living the life they want to live, and it's going to get reported back to this one back here, and there's going to be hell to pay. So I don't know if they're a little bit standoffish about going out places too. Like they tend to not want to go places. They're real public places. That's why they're freaking terrified about getting found out and having to pay the price. Envious, yeah. Greedy. I gotta tell you, like, this person, this traditional person they're dealing with, that is a nasty energy. That is somebody who has a lot of darkness themselves, a lot of shadows. They don't want to see anybody find a happiness that they were not allowed to find. And they are so cemented in their way. Like, I would not sit down with this person and try and have a reasonable conversation. Because it's like talking to a freaking wall. You're not going to get anywhere. That person will not change their view. They are very stuck in it. They're very cemented in it. Yeah. They are just, it's like this unaware shadow. They got the blinders on and they don't want to see anybody else's point of view. They just don't. They don't want to hear it. They don't want nothing to do with it. They have their view of how the world works and everything needs to conform and fit into that. So like I said, this person trying to break away from that, they got their freaking work cut out for them. Absolutely. We're going to grab a tarot deck for your read now. That's the one. Okay, so the Witch's Tarot. Let's see. So Spirit, can you please bring us some clarification on this read? Magician, Two of Cups, Knight of Swords. You want them to fight for the connection that the two of you have. This is what you want from this person. You want to see their level of commitment. You want to see that they are proud of the two of you. They're proud of your connection. You want them to fight for that connection. That's what you're hoping is going to happen here. That's what you're looking for. And it's what you're lacking, because they're still hiding the two of you. They're telling lies. They're sneaking. It's like having to sneak around. You don't want to have to sneak around. You don't want to feel like you're something that someone is ashamed of. That is not your idea of a 10 of Cups. You want to be out there. You want to have a happy life with this person. You want to build a life and express yourselves instead of slinking around like you're doing something wrong. Because you're not doing something wrong. You just love somebody. The Page of Pentacles. I gotta tell you though, in a lot of ways, this person is very immature. I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm not saying they're evil, and I'm not saying they're a saint. This person is extremely human, and they're going through a lot of struggles on their own. And with the way that they grew up, there was a lot of experiences they didn't get to have, experiences that tend to mature us and help us to find our own voice and our own sense of self. This person was not allowed to have those things. Okay? That was not a thing that was okay for this person, so they are lacking a lot of that. They are genuine in their emotions for you. Okay, they are genuine in their feelings for you. They're genuine in what they're wanting to have with you and the life that they're wanting to build. When they say that, they're not just blowing smoke up your ass. Okay, they are absolutely genuine in that. Absolutely. But they got a whole lot of struggles going on right now. I tell you, like, I don't think they sleep very well. I think this person has a whole lot of anxiety. They might even have an anxiety disorder. Like, they're stressed out. This person is stressed right out because they don't know how to make this life that they want. They don't know how to live this life that they want. They're so indentured in these traditions, you know, from the day they were born, tradition, and somebody else runs your life. And how dare you have thoughts or feelings of your own that have not been approved by this other person. Like, they're really struggling. And I'm going to be honest with you. Whoever this person is, this domineering, traditional person that they're dealing with in their family, I think if they chose you and to build a life with you, I think they would lose their family. I think they would lose their family. I don't see that ever being accepted. Maybe by, I don't know, some cousins or some siblings or somebody in their generation or a little bit younger who might understand that want or need for change. Like, it would kind of be setting the precedent for other people to break away. But this older generation, most definitely like parents or grandparents, there would be severed connections there. There would be severed connections. And I think they know that. And I think that's a lot of why they're sort of trying to appease everyone and trying to wear masks and trying to just keep it together as long as they can. They don't want to lose their family connections, but they don't want to lose you either. They're stuck in a really shitty spot, this person is. I got to tell you that. And it's like this traditional person is kind of like this high priest. This is somebody who's used to being in charge of everything, used to running the show. I don't know if other people sort of come to them for advice or come to them for approval. They run the show. They're in charge of the works. They're used to telling everybody what to do and how to do it and where to go. And they say jump and everybody says how high. And that's just the way it is. It's the way they were raised. They had to do it with somebody else too. When they were the younger generation, they had to go to their older generation and they had to do the same thing. I think this person is, this high priest, this traditional person is very emotionally shut down too because of what they've been through. But instead of trying to break that tradition with their next generation, to try and give their children a different opportunity or give their children something more, they've chosen to follow in the family footsteps. They've chosen to just have a kind of a repeat. And I don't think they see it that way. They're very complicated. Okay, their situation is very complicated. The way they think, the way they feel is complicated. You can't boil it down in a little tarot read. They got a lot going on there too. There's a lot going on there too, and I think there's a lot of unhappiness there as well, and unfulfilled things. The Empress. And the Ace of Cups. Now I'm going to tell you too, I think this is an opportunity for this person who's trying to break away, your person, to take an Empress journey. So that is about healing. It is about evolution. It is about personal growth. It's about being authentic and coming home to yourself and creating the abundance that you want in your life. They're responsible for whether they receive an Ace of Cups or not, whether they receive abundance, happiness, fulfillment, all of those wonderful things, those blessings that they would like to have that you actually represent to them. It's up to them whether they obtain that in life or not. the Sun card. Because I think they see you as like a beacon of hope and a beacon of freedom. Horses represent freedom. And I think you represent that child on that horse. They see you as an opportunity for freedom. For freedom, for autonomy, a way to live their life the way they want to live it. I do feel like this is something you already do, and they are inspired by it because it's something they crave for themselves. I think you offer them a lot of love and a lot of emotional support. I think you've tried to be really understanding and really patient, but this is wearing on you. This is very much wearing on you because it winds up leaving you feeling like you're not getting what you need. Because this person has kind of got one foot in one world and one foot in another one. Karma. The karma card comes into play. I think this person it's like an opportunity for a karmic lesson for them. For them to figure out what kind of life they want to live. What they're willing to settle for. What they will not compromise. It's part of their journey to decide. The Wheel of the Year. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I will tell you, this Wheel of Fortune, I see a wheel that is very much stalled. I see something that won't turn forward, it won't turn backward, and it's because this person has not decided which way they want to turn it. They have not decided. This read keeps reflecting this person's choices, If they're going to get a 10 of Cups situation, they're going to have to sacrifice something. They have to decide what their 10 of Cups means to them, what they absolutely will not compromise or let go of in life, and what they need to have to make them happy. Yeah, they're coming forward like the King of Cups. Now, I will tell you, I think the two of you have a very deep soul connection. I think the two of you have a lot of potential to have a very happy future together and to build a very happy relationship. I think you're very connected and well matched in a lot of different ways. Absolutely. I feel that in the cards. But this person has to deal with their struggles. This person has to figure this out for themselves because this is not a future. This halfway in, halfway out is not a future. But this person is having one hell of a struggle because you got Queen of Swords is the High Priest, is this traditional person. You got Queen of Swords there who's trying to drive a wedge, actively would love to drive a wedge in between the two of you and never see you again and make this person go marry someone else that they've chosen and they approve of. And that is their goal. That is their focus. That is 100% where they're at, and they will not be swayed by that. They won't. If the two of you wind up together, this person will forever actively be trying to screw your relationship up. It's just who they are. You can't expect that person to change. They have their own way of being. The Page of Swords, I think they have little spies, family spies. This is family that keeps tabs on your person and tries to see if your person is with you, if your person, what they're doing for jobs, what they're doing for friends, what they're doing for romantic relationships. Like they have family spies cruising around, trying to keep an eye on this person. That's why your person gets like that suspicious shadow and doesn't want to go out and do shit or wants to kind of hide away or is afraid to go places with you. It's not because they're ashamed of you. It's because they're absolutely terrified of these spies and having to face the wrath. The Eight of Swords. They're really struggling. I tell you, your person's really struggling. They feel really stuck. They feel absolutely torn between two different worlds. Torn between family, which is extremely important to them, and then torn between the life that they want. You and the life that they want. Because whatever it is that the two of you are trying to build, that is their authentic life. That is genuinely what they want. That's the life they want to live. I feel like they're not at a place where they're ready to accept the consequences of that, which would be sacrificing family. It would be sacrificing family. It would be such an uproar. It would be so taboo for them to step away from all those traditions and just continue to build their life with you. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do, and I think it's what they would love to do, but they are absolutely terrified of the consequences that come along with it. They really are. So like I said right from the beginning, I feel for this person. I'm not saying they're a saint. I'm not saying that they're an evil person. But they got a hell of a lot of struggles. And I see in this Hermit card, they need to get reflective and they need to start deciding what it is they want in life. What they can live with and what they can't live without. That's going to be very important for them. The Queen of Wands. I'm going to tell you what I see in this Queen of Wands. I'm starting to feel like this is most likely a matriarch in the family. This is that same catty biatch. The Queen of Swords, that the High Priest represents somebody who gets to be in control of everything. This is our traditional person. They are actively hoping that this person will dump you, that this person will move away from you, and that they will have control over the entire situation. That is really, I get such a negative vibe off of that person. They have so many shadows, so much baggage to deal with. They will not deal with it. They are choosing to take it out on the next generation and just like proliferate the negativity. It's nasty. 5 of Cups. 6 of Swords. They are trying to make it. That's what they're trying to do. If they find out about the two of you, and I think when they did find out about the two of you, they tried to scare this person. You know, you're going to lose the family. We're going to have nothing to do with you. I'm not going to love you anymore. You'll be dead to me. They like all sorts of really nasty shit to make that person so upset, so sad, and so terrified to live the life they want to live with the person they want to live it, that they're willing to walk away from the one that they love so that their family doesn't leave them. That's very cruel. That's a very cruel thing to do. And it's really evil because I keep feeling like that would make this person happy. Oh, God. I don't like saying that. I feel like whoever this nasty traditional person is, that would actually make them happy to see this person so upset and so broken that they're willing to be controlled and they're willing to take on whatever this person tells them to do. They're a nasty person. Like I said, they're dark. They got baggage. They got a whole lot of baggage, but they've allowed it to completely turn them into a really dark person. Very dark person. It's a nasty person. A Tower. And I gotta tell you, if that family steps away from this person, like, I think it would be devastating. In a way, the no contact might give them an opportunity to really do what they want to do and live the way they want to live without having to put on a mask and having to go back there and to play a part and pretend. It might actually bring this person sort of a golden opportunity to just live the way that they want to live. It's interesting because you are their 9 of Cups. The life with you is their 9 of Cups. That's their wish fulfillment. That's what they want. And I feel like they can have it, but it won't be easy and it'll come with sacrifices. And at the end of the day, like the Hangman says, it is up to this person as to whether they're going to choose it or not, right? That is, nothing can stop us from reaching our goals except for ourselves, our fears, our doubts, our insecurities. It's what's kept the two of you from progressing further along thus far because of their fear. Because of their fear and because this other person is just so controlling. Like I said, I don't know which way this is going to go. I know this person's feelings towards you are absolutely genuine. I know they love you. I know they want a life with you. I know that's their authentic self. What they're going through is not easy, and I don't envy their spot. They got some pretty heavy burdens on their shoulders. I don't know, guys. This is a tough read, and I always ask Spirit for sort of a light at the end of the tunnel, which way this is going to go. I don't see a one way or another because this person has their own work to do. Because this is like, it's going to be up to whoever is dealing with the shadow work. It's going to be up to your person to figure out which way they want to go. And then it's up to you if you're willing to wait for that too. And that's going to dictate how this ends. If you're willing to wait and be patient while they sort their shit out, and they are willing to do the work to figure out what they want to do, this might have the potential to be a 10 of Cups. I think you guys are very well suited to each other. But if you're done waiting and you're wanting to step away, then that's sort of the way that's going to go. Or if this person is, at the end of the day, not willing to go into hermit mode and to really sort their shit out and make a decision one way or another, then that's also how this is going to go, right? It's going to keep it stagnant. So I see like this can't have a, this is going to turn out this way or this is going to turn out that way, because there are multiple people here who can make decisions. It's up to you and it's up to this other person as to which way this goes. This is tough though. Like I said, my heart goes out to them because that's not an easy situation, and my heart goes out to you because you've fallen in love with somebody who has probably a little bit more baggage than you intended. But like I said, I see a beautiful connection between the two of you, and I hope you guys can find a way to your 10 of Cups. Alrighty, everyone, take care.